Yes, hello, good morning, fellow traders. This is Ghost Trader, aka Tank from the Matrix, coming at you again live with another market breakdown for today, which is Monday, September the 12th. Yes, last week, I actually had to take a couple of the last 2 days off of the week for some personal business I had to take care of. I wasn't actually able. I did a little bit of trading, but really nothing to speak of. Didn't really have wasn't able to focus on the markets last 2 days. But I'm back now. I'm going to try to keep my videos shorter. I've been said that in the past, but I'm actually going to really try to do it today, just in the interest of efficiency, and to try to start banging out quick videos every day. I can't always be making them like 30, 40 minutes long. So yes, as you can see, we did this overall SPY big picture. Today overall was, man, I had a very really nice day in the markets today. I took about 3 or 4 trades, all winners today, and I'm feeling very good, very confident today. I believe it was definitely at least a semi-premium session at the very least. It might even still be a premium session. As you can see, it's still very early. The market's only been open for about 40 minutes now. I'm not going to do any more trading myself. Probably not. Maybe it's possible depending if something comes up, but I've already done enough today. Pretty much hit what I needed to hit, which was mainly Tesla and a couple others, and was able to get some very nice premium out of the market, which I'll go over quickly with you guys. But just to go over last Thursday and Friday, since I didn't make any videos, as you can see, last week we kind of found some support here. A little bit of volume came in here, and some couple days of support found here around the 390 area, 388 area on SPY. And we've been bouncing up ever since then in a pretty nice kind of bounce trajectory. As I've been mentioned in the past, we've actually found some resistance up here at the 200-day moving average back in mid-August, and we've been coming down since then slightly. It looks like now, I'll even put a line here in the chart because it's actually a very significant area of support here. Looks like now we've actually found some support here, and so now we've kind of established a range on the SPY, at least for the short or medium term, which would be around 390 area up to this around 430 area. So healthily trading in this range, and for now, definitely a little bit more room. To some names are a little bit extended, especially some beta names, but for the most part, for the market, we still have a little bit more room, definitely up to the top of the range, up to 420, 430 area. Before we run into any type of short-term resistance. So we'll definitely see what the market does. Last Thursday and Friday, as you can see, it was pretty strong in the market. Some names made some moves. I wouldn't say they were super premium sessions. As you can see, as I said, I wasn't really here trading and focusing 100%. I was watching from the background. What I saw, there was a little bit of choppy moves. I didn't see any like great moves, at least around pivot levels from what I would trade. But yeah, it was definitely solid, strong days in the market, and definitely some names sit alongside on some moves. Now for today, as you can see today, SPY. Well, over the weekend, it did gap up a little bit. It's closed up on Friday around 407 area, and it opened up today all the way around almost 409 area. But as you can see, throughout the morning, it's been just very, very strong. It did a little bit of a dip at the open here. Well, actually, it did an initial push at the open, which I actually, just in this little push alone, I got a little premium from SQ. Did a little dip, tested VWAP here, but ever since this test here, man, it's just been very, very strong all the way through the first 30 minutes of the day. Getting $3 or $4 of premium in the SPY in a matter of like 15, 20 minutes, which is definitely a strong move. As you can see, my volume threshold, solidly holding my volume threshold through the first 10 minutes of the day, and then still having some spikes even through 15, even almost 7 o'clock, and we're still holding, some minutes holding my volume threshold. This is a very good sign of strong, steady volume through the day, especially when we get a long sign push. And that's what gave me the honus to take some trades today. And as my volume threshold usually gives you a pretty good indication that some of the trades did pan out today to the long side as volume came into the market. So that's going over the overall big picture of the market. Some trades that I took today. So just what I had on watch today was, this is my main watch: Tesla, RBLX, CBNA, and Microsoft. I did add Apple in there as well. Once I had sorry, I should know Apple. Come on. I added Apple in there as well once it hit an alert. Secondary watch was Google, SQ, PYPL, and UPST. And then my last thing was this name. This name had some news come out on it. I'll just talk about it if I have time in the end. I'm not going to go over it too much. So yes, first thing, as you can see, just in general, why I was watching them is because, as you can see, Tesla, these main lines are my pivot levels, and the names that I was watching had the potential, at least, of testing the pivot. As you can see, CBNA broke the pivot level. We'll just make this bigger, but this one actually. As you can see, Tesla cracked the pivot level. RBLX never did. It actually is getting ready to test it now. This potentially might have some move later. Maybe it's a little bit later in the day. But as you can see, the reason why I watched these names, and this was the pivot level. I made it gray now, but it definitely cracked. as well as Microsoft, is testing the pivot level. So yeah, as you can see, I watch all even SQ had broken as well. As you can see, I watch all these names because they have the potential to test daily pivot levels, as I speak about in every video. I'm not going to go over it too much today in the interest of time, but I'll just go over some of the individual trades that I took. So SQ, this one was moving a little. The first two that I was watching moved a little fast. It was SQ and CVNA. It actually, as you can see, the pivot level was right here, and it kind of broke the pivot level pre-market. It kind of opened up, already cracking the pivot level. This is not always a good sign. It means the pivot level might already be broken, and the move might already be over. It might be a fake out. The move might already be over. But I did keep a watch on it. So as you can see, it kind of established this new high, about $1 over the pivot level at 75.50 area. The pivot level was here 74.80 area, so not quite $1 over. But yeah, as you can see, so I was watching this secondary level, this second entry level at the open. As you can see, it cracked at the open with some volume, but when it came back down, it actually held it a little bit here. And when I saw it hold here, I saw that, I was like, you know what? At the first minute of the day, right? If it's holding this, it's cracking on some volume, as you can see, and it's holding this level first minute of the day, I'm like, I can get in right here with a tight stop below this level and just to give it a shot. If this might be, if this is a premium session, this thing could go. And I did see some call activity come in as well. Even in the first minute of the day, there was already a couple hundred calls coming in. The 70, 76, 75, 76, and the 77 calls, a couple hundred of each. By this time, it was like 800-900 of some call options of volume on the day. So with that being said, I definitely wanted to see, at least give it a shot. So as you can see what I did on SQ, as soon as it cracked, first minute of the day, it cracked that level, and I seen it crack here, I'm like, hold on, I can get in with like a 20, 30 cent stop here. As I did with the stop below here, but below, either below 50 or below 40, below this low right here. So I got in around 65, 70. As you can see, it never did test my stop again. It never really took much heat, went straight up. I was able to get out close to the highs around, I wanted it to go further, but as you can see, some weakness came into the SPY around this time. So I wanted to at least take some profit, was able to get out of the rest of my position here. So I was risking about 20, 30 cents on the position, was able to get out with about a 60 to 70 cent gain on the position. So a pretty solid trade that was just my first trade of the day though. Definitely not my best trade of the day. As you can, other than that, when the market first opened up, I was watching CVNA as well. This did the similar thing. It cracked the level pre-market, so this was kind of like the second entry level. I'll put it in here just for briefly for you guys. Make it blue too, just so I can be for the interest of clarity for you guys. I think I'm making pretty good time today, moving pretty fast. If I can do this every day, it'll be good. So yeah, it cracked this pre-market. It was around 39.50 area. The pivot cracked pre-market, made a new high around 40. So I'm watching the 40 level. But what happened was similar thing of SQ, but this thing just moved way too fast. I wasn't able to catch it, man. It moved. It just the first minute of the day, as you can see, and also with very low volume. So I was already wary about the low volume on this thing. It was like if some volume came in here, but if you just look at the first minute of the day, right, it's only running like 30,000 volume. That's very low for CVNA. I was wary of that. Plus, like I said, the final risk would have been back down here getting in. So it's already kind of like it's kind of extended. And then when it shoots up here, it's like I can't get in up here. The goal is to get in kind of over here, but I'm not gonna slam it at the first 5 seconds of the day. That's just ridiculous. I'm not gonna do that. It's ridiculous, especially on CVNA. There's a time and place for that, but not on CVNA on a Monday morning. I'm good. But yeah, so it just smacks up instantly and doesn't really give you a chance to get in, and it's on air. So it's just not something that I wanted to mess with. I passed that up. I was waiting on my major watches, namely RBLX and Tesla. Finally, let's look at RBLX. As I mentioned before, I was waiting for it, but it can't have some volume come in, but it didn't really get close enough to testing the pivot. It finally did, kept rejecting it. So this pivot level right here, this is a major level. This 46 level area, 40, 45, 90 area in the RBLX. Major level, definitely something I'm going to be watching, but it just never cracked, never set up for me today. Same thing with Google. Google was a similar thing. Not as clean of a setup, but the pivot level was here on 111 area. Like I said, it opened up and cracked pre-market with a big spike, but then it seemed to hold this 112 area, 111.80 area. Seemed to hold it. And there was a clean, I was thinking this might represent a second entry. And if there was a clean window between 12 and 112 and 113, fairly clean on the chart, I'm not going to go into it. But so I was watching this 112 area. As you can see, it never did crack again. So I kind of like, after the first few minutes, I kind of like put this back on the back burner. It still hasn't cracked. I still believe this 112 area is a significant level again. Maybe it can crack later in the week. Microsoft, similar thing. It never did crack. Another one of my watches, but like I said, never did crack. Now we will get to UPST. So UPST did crack. It was one of my initial watches. As you can see, SQ was my secondary watches. See, I wanted these my initial watches, but say they never did crack. So then I went on to my secondary. This never did crack. This I got a trade off on, decent trade. This, it cracked, but it moved too fast. We'll just go over it briefly. It just moved. I don't even have it up anymore. It just moved too. But similar thing with CBNA. It just moved too fast. As you can see, at the beginning of the open, it just smacks up. I mean, kind of pulls back. It just moved too fast. I wasn't able to catch it. All right, I just wasn't able to catch it. Fair enough. There's not much to be said on that, but it did work. Definitely did work. Absolutely. Microsoft creeping up here. It definitely did work. And then other than that, so yeah, we go to UPST. UPST. I was watching it around this level right here, around 2850 area. All right. So I noticed that some decent, pretty low volume. This is actually the reason I didn't take it with full size. It's not. I want to see it topping out around 100,000 at least. If it's only topping out around 50, that's very low volume, especially for the long side trade. So I didn't take it with full size, but with such a tight risk here, like as you can see, when the first entry and the second entry levels, the pivot crack and the second entry level are so close to each other. In this case, only like a 10-15 cent difference. It was like 28.50, and then the second entry was like 28.65. Yes, this chart wasn't clean. I saw like first room only up to like 29 area, and then it had to crack some resistance up here to get further up. I was going to take first profit around 29 area. Still, risking 15 cents to make 30. Still 2-to-1 ratio, and potentially more. So, like I said, I don't love the volume, but it's still the first 10 minutes of the day. Still a decent setup. I saw the market clearly going along, so I was going to watch it. Like I said, my focus was on Tesla, but I was kind of trading this in the background. So when it cracked here, I noticed that, and then I was waiting for it to crack in. I wanted to slam here at 65, with a stop below 50. So as you can see, what happened, it did work out, and I'll show you how I played it with UPST. As you can see, exactly what I said. Like you said, perfect planned. That's what they call me, AKA Ghost Trader, AKA Tank Trades, Tank from the Matrix. Another one, AKA they know it as the perfect plan, because that's the type of things like this, dude. Think I'm playing games with ya. All right, so we went ahead, like I said, as soon as it cracked the second entry, 65, bam, slammed right there with a few hundred shares long. I'm not gonna tell you how many hundred, but a few hundred. Not my full size. My full size would have been 500 in this situation. I took like 150. I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty small size because I was focusing more on Tesla. But as you can see, it did go up here. I got out around 29, like I said. It came back, held it. I was able to get another piece around 29.30. So I had a pretty good, never took any heat. Like I said, whoever tells you have to take heat on a position is lying to you, my friend. Watch my trades, telling you how much heat if I took heat, I would be stopping out. I don't take heat, I make heat. But all right, so I got out at 30, and then as you can see, what the heck? Somebody pressed the button. Who farted there? You know what I mean? Who sneezed on the keyboard? One of these hedge funds said, if somebody did something, one of their algorithms broke or something, that boop, instantly. So I had my hard stop in. I actually got a little slippage on this hard stop, but it's all good. I was out of like 85% of my position by the time this time, so this was very little. This was only like a few shares, no big deal. So I was out of that. Very nice trade on that. I believe. I mean, look at what better plan could you really have had on this? What type of plan could you really have had? You tell me, man. I'm telling you, man. I do this, dog. I do this. It's my. No one else helps me with this. My plan. Am I in a chat room? No. I trade with myself, by myself, for myself, by myself. I'm not in no chat room. Don't ask me what chat room I'm not in a chat room. I was in chat rooms for years, and eventually that gets boring, it gets old. Once you start trading for yourself like a lone wolf, boom, bang, bang, sniper. Anyways, we're done. I don't want to talk shit. Last trade, Tesla trade, and we're done. All right, guys, we'll do final thought. Tesla trade. I don't really have too many final thoughts. Just Tesla trade, quick final thought. So, Tesla trade. Similar situation to UPST, actually. But it was my main watch of the day, as you can see. Right up here is my main watch of the day. Top left is always my main watch of the day. RBLX. What did I say? I'll put RBLX up here. It might pop. Look, what I do, when I look like this, what I do. It pops here, right? Now I'm waiting for it to pull back. The first thing I'm gonna look at the freaking call activity. I traded something like that. There you go. Some call activity. Do we have any call options? I know we do. How much and what? So we have 1,000 coming in already for the 46 calls. And we have a couple hundred up the way, all the way up to 47. If I was going to trade this, I'd probably be trading the 46 calls. A little spready for a $2 call option, 10-cent spread, 5-10 cent spread. Could go up to 15 when they spread you out. But there is some volume on the call options. It's a little bit late in the day for this. Okay, that's definitely the second entry level. You see that? See how I pulled back there? 93 and this, but I like this because it's so short, second entry. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you got into the second entry at 46.10 exactly, you'd only have to be risking down to 45.90. So 20 cents of risk. I'll put an alert in here actually. I don't think would I take this trade? Definitely not with full size because it's too late in the day. Low volume profile, and SPY's already extended up here. You never know when it could come back when it's this extended. At least in the short term. And the low volume, it's barely topping out at 100. But there's a good chance I might take this trade. Let's finish up the video so I can see. But anyways, on Tesla Similar thing to UPST. I was watching it, and I'll show you why I was watching this level on Tesla. I was watching the 303.60 level. I'll just show you that briefly on the daily chart. Only just 1 month to show you. Yeah, so as you can see, the 303 level was tested on the 24th, rejected it, 303.60 area. It kind of tested on the 25th, never could get up to it. It keeps this area, right? It tested it, and then now it's an area. Never can get up to it, never can get up to it. It's an area. Clearly a significant area, all right? So that's why I was watching it. That area. It's a pivot level, and it's tested it. It's not an exact, but it definitely tested it here with a big rejection, and that's actually right before the split. So it's kind of makes it a little bit where the split took effect, makes it a little bit more significant. Not that that's part of the setup, but yes, you just it kind of never can get over it. Never can get over. There's clearly some supply here, some supply zone here, and then the level is right here around 303.50 or 303.60 area. That's what I was watching. I don't want to beat a dead horse. All right, on the 1 minute chart now. Yes, so as you can see, it even tested it again in the beginning of the day. It got up to like 303.50 area, rejected it again. So this right here again confirms. Look, this action right here, right? It did it. I don't think it didn't test it in the pre-market, but it tested it right here. This action right here confirms the pivot. The fact it rejected it again. So now that's 3 or 4 times that it's rejected it significantly. So it's a level, and it's not 300 either. It's not 300, as you can see on the previous daily chart and on this. It's not 300. It's 303.50 area, 303.50 area. I had it at 302.60. So now, when it cracks that level, we're looking for it to make a new high, then retrace. Basically, what happened, it did here. It got a little choppy. I believe it did, because Tesla can move fast. There goes Microsoft. Tesla can move fast. I had the level at 303, 304 area because it kind of pulled back. It cracked here. But like I said, remember, when it cracks here, your initial risk is down here as the initial pivot, like 303.50 or 60 area. So if you got in here, you would want to be risking down here. That's why, like I said, sometimes it can pull back, and you want to be getting in here. You want to be getting in here. These are the entries down here, risking below those levels. You can get in once it cracks that pivot level. Once it cracks the second entry right here, bop. Now the first retrace after the second entry is where I like to enter, risking off this initial macro pivot level. So it goes crack. This is to entry trigger, but a little bit too, because normally it will pull. Sometimes it won't, but normally it will pull back. Bop. That's the best entry. Okay, again, best entry. Now, then as you can see, the thing goes. And then you can see it continues to hold this level, because this level is clearly a clear key level. You see? So as you can see, I wanted to get in here with the stop below here, or getting it as close to this initial level as I can get. Basically, I'll just show you how I played it. All right, I'm getting a little long with it, but as you can see, I got in a little early with these. I got anticipated a little bit, but this is the best execution actually. But because I was trading the call options as well. But I got in, as you can see, I think I got in a little earlier. I got in, it started to break. I can see it start to break, so I just got in. As you can see, my stop, I got in around 304 exactly, or a little bit below, like 303.90 actually. My stop was below 3, so I had about a 40-cent stop, 50-cent stop max on Tesla. Got in, and then you can see it never did break. I took a little bit of heat on the position because, like I said, I know where my initial risk has to be down here, and I didn't want it to run off without me. It's like Tesla in the first 10 minutes, it could run. So I did get in a little early to take a little heat. But as you can see, I waited to get out. I'm in at 304. I waited to get all the way out at past 305, almost 305, 305.20 area. So I got much over $1 of profit on this position, while only taking about 40, 50 cents of risk. So well over 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. And then I got out of like 75% of the position here. There was some more. There wasn't clear selling. There was some more resistance on the chart above around 305, 306 area. So I kept the runner, but as you can see, it did stop me out of my runner here too, with a little bit of slippage, but nothing more. Still a very profitable trade. And again, just as you can see, I traded most of my money here in the common shares, but I did also trade one call option as well. I got 6.5 gain on the position in less than 7 minutes. Very similar entry. As you can see, the entry on the comments was right there at like 641, 642. The entrance on the call options was exactly at 642, same thing. As you can see, this is one I got a little bit better entry on the pullback. The pricing wasn't, because there's a little bit of a spread. But you can see, I entered right at the right time. Once it cracks the second entry and then pulls back, bam, right there. And then you can see it proceeds to go from there. Got out near the highs for 6.5% gain on the position with the call options, as well as the gain on the position with the common shares. Very nice trade on Tesla. That's just how we do things. As you can see again, perfect plan, aka Ghost Trader, aka perfect plan, aka tank trades. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, I will go over this since we have time. A VTYX. There was some news on it. That's the only other big mover I saw. There was no really earnings today. I didn't really see any big. I look, as you guys can probably tell, I don't follow small caps. If you want to follow small caps, go somewhere else. You're never going to get that on. I don't really care about them. So If they moved, God bless, not for me. But this one did actually. Oh, hold on, I'm tripping. VTYX. Here we go. As you can see, the news on it was apparently Oppenheimer Funds maintains outperform, and keep in mind this is a $20 stock, $23 stock. It raises the price target to 65. Damn, Oppenheimer Funds, are you trying to this seemed like some cutty manipulation? I don't know how much percentage do you own of this company, Oppenheimer Funds? Analysts, but anyways, I don't know, whatever. I ain't gonna make no accusations, but yeah, I don't know, but apparently, and some significant volume comes in here pre-market. This is or aftermarket. Well, actually, no, this is all pre-market. This is all Monday. And look at this is very much more volume than you normally see in a pre-market. Smacking it up all, about a good, doubling the company's stock price. Honestly, almost damn near doubling the stock price. So I wasn't touching this with a 10-foot pole, but I at least wanted to watch it, see what it does. If I did want to trade it, I'd probably be trying to look going short on the opening range breakdown to the short side, opening range break, 5-minute ORV. Or possibly going long, depending. I'll probably be watching this level and probably got a trade off right here, but no, nothing that I took. But yeah, just a little so news. So VTYX, Aventex Bioscience, a little bit of news as well for Monday morning. That's pretty much that. I guess the lesson I can tell you guys today is just got to be ready to hit it quick on Monday mornings. A lot of Mondays have been slow recently. They haven't really. A lot of them either been slow days or maybe semi-premium sessions, but nothing really, not too much volume. This is the most volume I've seen on the Monday morning in almost a couple months. So if folks slept in too much or they even took Monday off, they missed some good moves today. Okay, they missed some money today. So I wouldn't recommend it. I'm saying if you're a professional gambler, if you want to be in this gambling game, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready to hit the ground running, man. Every Monday, every time that market, every time the casino opens, man. We ready to place our bets, man. So that's it, man. That's all. I'm gonna just sign off with that. I think that's got to be much shorter than my normal videos are. It's probably still over 20 minutes though. But this is Ghost Trader, aka Tank Trades, Tank from the Matrix, aka Perfect Plan. Just so y'all know, I'm signing off this time. Y'all have a good best of luck. Hopefully to see y'all soon, maybe tomorrow or the next day. Coming up soon later this week. Have a good one, guys.